Good day, everyone. If you look at the screen, you will see the lady with two kids. And this is the topic of today based on the complicated and challenges of Canadian immigration when it comes to refugee and asylum procedure. This is what we will explain what happened to this lady who was deported yesterday from Canada, regardless that she have Canadian kids who are citizens. We will explain in details in a short while after this break. Welcome back. Before I started, if you look at the screen, as I explained, the lady you saw on the photo is a single mother of two kids. One is a Canadian citizen, and the other one is 15 years old daughter. And this lady was deported yesterday from Canada. And oftentimes I try to explain the challenges and the complication regards to Canadian immigration policies. But what happened to this lady will give you a second thought if you are trying to relocate to Canada or to come to Canada to make a refugee, and what you may expect after you might have exhausted all your domestic remedy. This lady in question, as you all know, that Ekens Foundation, we got involved in so many litigation in regards to deportees after they might have exhausted all their domestic remedy in Canada after their asylum application have failed. In this regard, this woman you're looking at the screen who have a Canadian kids was deported yesterday after all exhausted fights with the federal court and the several applications for deferral from the CBSA. The most painful part of it is she have a Canadian citizen son, and the son is an autistic child who have a medical impediment which we are not sure that the child could get an adequate medical treatment outside Canada. Currently, the woman is stuck in Ethiopia because she was removed from Canada with the two kids. And if I take my time to explain what we went through during the litigation, you may be surprised the kind of policy the authority is implementing when it comes to immigration and refugee. This lady has been in Canada for almost 10 years. And throughout this period, which she filed a refugee application, which was denied by the Refugee Board. Application for judicial review was also filed, which was denied. Several deferral was made, and the Canada Border Service Agency denied all the applications. When we got involved in this application, we did all what we could to save the deportation, which didn't work. I don't know why the policy is designed to, deport those who could face hardship and irreparable harm upon their deportation. This woman is a Nigerian, and based on the medical impediment of the kids, she should not have been, deported by the CBSA. And this is why all the organizations that advocate for the right of refugees in Canada, including Ekens Foundation, are calling on the government to redesign the immigration policy to be fair for those who may face irreparable harm or persecution at the hand of an agent of persecution back home. In this particular case, I'm going to explain to you why this case is very, very crucial for immigration policy in Canada. Because I do not see how someone could deport a Canadian citizen with a Canadian passport. And the worst part of it is this woman has been in and out detention and has been threatened on several occasions by the CBSA to take away her kids and send her back to Nigeria. She's not a criminal, to the best of my knowledge, since I've been involved in the litigation. And the only crime here is her refugee application was denied. And she tried all the remedy. Regardless, she have a pending application for a humanitarian, which the decision has not been, rendered by the CBSA. In this aspect, upon which we are calling the government to redesign the immigration policy to create enabling environment for those seeking refuge and asylum in Canada, which we already have called upon the government to create the immigration ombudsman that can oversight all the decisions before any deportation can take effect. But let's go direct to the point about this woman issue. I will explain in details why her case is very, very crucial and special, which welcome back once again. And if we are just joining us, the issue we've been discussing is about the deportation of the woman you will see on the screen with her two kids. And the problem now is that they are stopped at airports in Addis Ababa for the reason of which the government of Canada is already aware. As I said earlier, we got involved in this litigation to save this woman from deportation. And all efforts to save this deportation was denied by the Canadian authority, including the CBSA and the federal courts. The last attempt was application for stay of deportation, which was also denied by the federal courts. To tell you why this case is special is because this woman have a son who is an autistic child who was waiting for medical treatment, but CBSA decided otherwise, to the extent that they have to force the woman to sign an undertaking, and in order to send application for visa to Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Abuja, while the CBSA want to bypass the Nigerian embassy in Ottawa to obtain a visa for the son, who is a Canadian citizen. And the woman emphasized to the CBSA that she have not worked for some times in Canada because her work permit was denied. And she don't have a fund to take care of those kids upon arrival in Nigeria. CBSA insisted, when I say CBSA, you should understand that this is Canada Border Service Agency. And the job of Canada Border Service Agency is to enforce removal in Canada after the applicant might have exhausted all their domestic remedy on the file, the application for refugee. When the woman went to CBSA, that was on 18th of April 2024, to inform them that she cannot sign a form and take responsibility of immigration in Nigeria for the kids, or applying for visa on arrival, that they should give her the passport of the son for her to proceed to Nigerian embassy in Ottawa in order to obtain a visa to guarantee the entry of the son in Nigeria. But the CBSA did otherwise and locked him up, sent him to detention. After 2 days, she was released. Surprisingly, the CBSA showed her a visa on arrival, which was approved by the Assistant Controller General of Immigration in Abuja, which is a misrepresentation, because to my own investigation, there is no way a child of 2.5 years can obtain a business visa on arrival in Nigeria, knowing fully well that the child have a medical impediment. Regardless, yesterday the family left Montreal to Toronto with Canadian Air Canada and joined Ethiopian Airline. But upon their arrival in Ethiopia, it happens that the child got sick on board of the flight. And since that time, they have been stranded in Addis Ababa, looking for a way to get a medication or get to hospital for the son. And all the efforts, what they were telling her, you have to pay in dollars. Mind you, this is a Canadian citizen, that the woman have to pay in dollars before they can treat her kids. And since that time, that boy have not gotten any kind of treatment, and they're still stranded in Ethiopia as I'm talking to you right now. I'm going to display the visa in question, which was issued by the Controller General of Immigration without adequate investigation or adequate evaluation And I know that this visa was issued as a result of misrepresentation of the application because of the name mentioned that the visa is different from the woman. And mind you, this child is a subject of custody battle in Quebec courts, and it is an against international law to remove a child for international territory when the child is under the litigation. And the fate of this child will be decided on 29th of April 2024. There is no excuse that warrants CBS to deport this family. I'm going to display, okay, if you look at the documents, you can understand that this is a letter from Nigeria Immigration Service, and this presumed to be from Nigeria Immigration Service. And if you look at this very well, you will see that it is visa application that was approved, meaning that this child will get visa on arrival. And to make the matter worse, this is a business visa valid for 12 days, yes. So I don't know how the Canada Border Service Agency can bypass the Nigerian embassy in Ottawa to obtain a visa for this child and force the woman to send a letter to Nigerian immigration in Abuja that she's going to send, take care of the kids upon arrival in Nigeria, even after the expiration of the visa. And the Nigerian immigration should be able to, investigate this, because I believe that the application was made by misrepresentation. Otherwise, there's no way a child of 2.5 years can obtain Nigerian visa on arrival. I don't know what kind of business that the child will engage in Nigeria. But to make the story short, the main focus on this topic is about the deportation that took place yesterday. This family shouldn't have left Canada. There's no way to justify what happened to them. There's no way the Canada Border Service Agency can justify the suffering which they are passing through now in Addis Ababa, in Ethiopia, because all the efforts to contact the Canadian embassy in Ethiopia or to contact all the authority in Ottawa have proved nothing. The person that, you know, we managed to get through in Ottawa from immigration is telling the woman that she have to look for friends and family to assist her. And this is right. This is exactly what they told her to do. I don't know how the woman is going to cope in Nigeria. I don't know what will happen. They are still at the airport tomorrow, up to tomorrow, and nobody have given any kind of treatment to the child. And this child, nobody know what is gonna happen. I'm going to, you know, show you again the intent or the wrongdoing of the CBSA, because in Canadian law, the best interest of a child is taken into account in every decision. This has been decided by a lot of case law or jurisprudence by the Superior Court of Canada. that in every decision the immigration officer is taking in Canada must take the best interest of the child. And since the Canada Border Service Agency, based on my research, receiving almost 46 million Canadian dollar every year for deportation. So anyone thinking of relocating to Canada, whether you are coming for a school or you are coming here to, to live with a family or you're coming to make a refugee, you must have in mind the consequences because the immigration law is so complicated and so, you know, it's very, very difficult to understand the way the immigration operates. And this woman must to, must to giving an attention. I hope like by tomorrow that the Canadian embassy gonna take care of this situation in Addis Ababa. Otherwise, the woman have no choice. She have no money left with her. She have no medication for the kid. She have nothing. She's there with 2.5 years old boy and the 15 years old daughter with nothing. And to make it the case worse, the son is a Canadian citizen. What will happen to her? What will happen? We are calling on the Minister of Public and Safety and Minister of Immigration to look into this matter. This is not the way a Canadian citizen should be deported out of Canada. The regional managers of the CBSA should have adequate briefing to the manager, to the ministers in Ottawa. There is no way such a thing will be happening in Canada, and this creates a bad image. May anything happen to that boy, I don't know what will happen. But till now, they have not received any treatment. And I'm calling on the government to investigate this matter and to make sure that that boy is taken care of because the family are stranded right now in Ethiopia. I'm going to display the photo again for the every authority, including Nigerian government or Nigerian immigration that issued this visa, to have a secondary evaluation on this application because I believe, as I said, is misrepresentation because there's no way a Nigerian immigration can issue a business visa on arrival for a kid that is 2.5 years, accompanied with a mother that have nothing. If you know this family, I want you to share this message, share it till it gets to the Nigerian Control of Immigration in Abuja, because the visa in question that was issued to a 2.5 years old boy does not make sense. I want you to share this till it gets to the Minister of Immigration in Canada, till it gets to the Minister of Public and Safety, till it gets to the CBSA, till it gets to Canadian Immigration. They should understand that this family is very, very much stranded in Addis Ababa and the child falls sick on board of the flight from Toronto to Ethiopia and they are still stranded at the airport and there's nobody to assist them. They need attention, medical attention, and the people in Ethiopia at the airport is telling them they need to pay in dollars before they can take them to hospital. This is a Canadian citizen, and this is not the way a Canadian citizen should be removed out of Canada. The woman in question have nothing with her. This issue has been litigated up to federal courts, and the case is at the Supreme Court of Canada at this moment and the right of that child. The Canadian government should treat everybody as an equal, considering that the child is a Canadian citizen. I don't see why there should be a first class and second class treatment for a citizen of Canada. I don't know why the case is up to that, because I know, based on my follow up with this file, they were so hard on the woman. This is a woman with no criminal record, and they have a Canadian citizen child, and this child is an autistic child, needs medical attention, shouldn't have removed out of Canada. So the government should do something with immediately rescue this family in Addis Ababa. Share this video, share it to get to the Minister of Immigration, and nobody will know. I don't want to disclose the photo of this child that had, his condition at this moment. The government should stand up and serve this family. Government of Canada should, as matter of urgency, stand and serve this family. This family should not have put in the flight in the first place, considering all the medical impediments of the child, considering for the interest of best interest of the child, considering the circumstances of the woman. This is why humanitarian under exceptional circumstances is created by the government. So why are they not utilizing the opportunity to give the opportunity to those who need it? The government should do things they're supposed to do as soon as possible to serve this child that are stranded in Addis Ababa. The government should do something, share this video. This family will suffer very hardship upon arrival in Nigeria because there is nobody to assist them. The government should do something. The Nigerian immigration should look into the visa application as soon as possible to make sure this problem is ratified, that nobody should force to get a visa on arrival direct to the um, controller of immigration in Abuja, while there is a Nigerian embassy in Ottawa that can evaluate the circumstances and decide whether visa can be issued or not. Share this video till it gets to the Minister of Immigration to make sure that this family in this photo are served in Ethiopia. They are stranded. They left yesterday under deportation. The woman have nothing, and the son falls sick on board of the flight, and they're right now stranded at the Ethiopia airport. Government should do something. Do something. Do something. Thank you very much. Still Ekens Azubike, the founder of Ekens Foundation International.